tastes like heaven. We eating pasta and it.
Alright, let's start it there.
Yeah. We've been to Koreas before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Playing hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it outside of your door. Use the one who will get to seven. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Hey, we got ups, but I wouldn't say we beat. How the saying go, it's a two-way street. Dig me on the pipe and you know they had a tweak. I'm just trying to lay my name, you get what I'm speaking. We entertain the masses and anywhere the weekend. There's some asshole think that he can press the lead and put the whole squad down, get out within the weekend. But we stars, boys, so continue, go and see. We've been to Koreas before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Play hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it outside of your door. Use the one who will get to seven. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? Talk big game till you load it ain't one. Catching nails on the tracks, another freight ton. Not a single dub, so you gotta make one. G, get domino, trying to cook some great stuff.
You can keep ducking, this be the season for hunting. We down and new in our treasures while casually pressing your buttons. You keep pretending and nothing, but we can tell you be frontin'. Try threatening us with a poker, but your face looking all threatened. We calling out all the bluffs and we telling you what is what, and we saying enough's enough, but you trying to keep acting tough. If you really think that you run, let me tell you, you ain't the one, cause the song will be nothing speakers and the whole team finna pump it, y'all.
We've been to Koreas before. They call us a lethal weapon. You brandish an unsheathed sword. Played hero, Roroni, Kenshin. We kicked it outside of your door. Use the one who will get to seven. Where was that bravado you had a hot minute ago? We eating pasta and yo, it tastes like heaven. We eating pasta and it good. Yeah. Cruising around with nowhere to go, watching the physical world implode. Take all comers, but ain't no show. So what next but the sound barrier? So run your car, not your mouth, 'cause out here there's no room for cowards. Flash of life is all you see, just another day when you're drifting. You lost your crown, lost your place, picked back up, left in disgrace. Flash of life is all you see, just another day when you're drifting. So run your heart and out your mouth. Out here there's no room for doubts. Lost your crown and lost your place. Picked back up, left in disgrace. Run your heart and out your mouth. Out here there's no room for doubts. Lost your crown and lost your place. Picked back up, left in disgrace. I'm not your religion, but I am your God. It takes more than scripture to get you to stop this facade. I don't think you get it, I have already won. My name has been branded right onto the flesh of your tongue. I'm trying to tell you that I'm not the one. But whatever's whatever, and when it is all said and done.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. That's kind of how I start my streams. If I say, oh boy, you know that hot mic is on. Don't say anything racist or homophobic. Hello, chat. Oh my goodness. I will make this... I'm going to say this once at the beginning, and I'm going to ask the mods to assist in pointing out the pinned message. There will be coverage tonight of the big drama, but I wanted to do this fun little thing first, because I've actually... I want to say that I reached out to you, like, was it 2 weeks ago? Because that was back when this first happened. Let me see.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. I think it was like 1 or 2 days after I launched. It was
April 14th.
Yeah,
so
that sounds right.
It was almost 2 weeks ago. It's 2 days short. It's like 12 days ago. I was like, you want to do this? And you said yes. Here, we'll switch it over now. Chat, today is very fun, very special. I don't do very many interviews. I've really only done like 3. The first one was like the owner of the streaming platform VStream, which is now gone. The second one was with a tranny, and now I am talking with another developer. Although this, I feel like your project is probably going to be less expensive than an entire streaming platform. Maybe.
With any luck.
It sounds like what you want to do is quite a lot, so potentially it could end up being more expensive. God only knows. Is this a YouTube only stream? Yes, this part will be. When we get to the other stuff, it will be on everywhere else. So, if you want to watch on Twitch, that'll be on the next stream. Anyway, hello chat. Today we're going to be talking, and I am going to be talking with the owner of Teapotmon, I believe is how you pronounce it. And he is the creator of basically like Pokemon, but for Twitter. And I was very interested in this for a couple reasons. Number one, I thought it was a cute little idea, and I've never really talked to a developer that's made a project like this. You know, when there's a lot of little times where you like where people make these little games that you can connect to your Twitter profile, and they steal all your data, or they like do some weird shit with your cookies and stuff. But you don't do that. You just like make a silly little card game. And I was like, oh, this is a cool thing. And you were also like, in a little bit of drama, and I was like, okay, there's two angles to this. I want to ask you about the card thing because it looks cool. Two, I want to ask you your opinions on the drama as well. And I have also decided to bring with me today Sparky, and the reason being is Sparky is also kind of like in the would it be appropriate to say AI sphere, or like the I don't know, like the AI sphere? Would you say that kind of fits what you're doing?
I do, yeah, a little bit, not fully. A lot of people, when they hear AI, they associate it to
AI art.
artwork. Oh my God, you art thieves.
Yeah.
I don't do such cringe things as still art.
Yeah.
I steal people's voices.
Yeah.
But no, I do AI music covers. Most prominently doing the AI Mr. Medical. But besides from that, I using the voice cover stuff, ChatGPT, just basically on that end.
Yeah.
As far as it goes to like art, I'm no good at the artwork, so I just stick to voices.
Right. Fair enough. And what about you, Zion?
Kion.
How do you pronounce it again? I am gonna be like that all night. I promise.
Well, it's like Zion with a K.
Okay,
so
it's Zion.
Kion.
I was almost right. I was pretty much right there,
Yeah.
chat. Zion, would you say that you are also basically part of the AI sphere based off of this project that you're working on?
Like I don't think of myself that way though. So
No.
like for me, what happened was I was a developer programmer up until last year when I got fired.
Okay.
And now I'm looking at the developer space of like, what do I need to do to get a job? And there's like no more coding jobs anymore. Like that industry is dead.
Right.
So what happened was kind of like
Hold on, chat.
last year in November, for some reason I ended up on like the machine learning AI side of Twitter. I don't know how I got there. I don't know why I got there, but I ended up there, and that's just kind of been a huge influence of everyone around me in this place called like Teapotmon, just like is huge machine learning EAC kind of thing. And so I'm kind of like, I don't think of myself as that as much, but it's more that's just been pulled in. That I'm in an environment where it's like super normal for everyone to do it, and so that's just kind of where I found myself.
To do what? Use AI or?
Yeah, and just use AI for like everything and anything.
Okay. And when I say, are you talking about all forms of generative AI, or are you just talking about ChatGPT and text-based AI?
I mean, the most of what I do is text-based, so I'll have it write code, and then for code I don't understand, I have it explain code to me. And so, like, probably I would say more than 90% of what I do with AI is mostly focused around code.
Focused around code. Okay. You kind of answered one of the next questions I was going to ask, is kind of like where you got your start and where you came from. What kind of like you shared your inspiration with me here. I'll pull it up right now. This website called Ara.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I just got done with a 10-hour work shift. This is Aralized.com, where it analyzes your Twitter profile. If that meant,
yeah,
I don't really know how, if I understand
analyzes
it.
your Twitter profile. So basically, from what I see on the screen, you kind of jump into it. But basically, it's a very similar format where you just put your username in, and it uses publicly available information, and it kind of gives you your stats of how does your Twitter profile stack up? Like, is the bio good or not? What is your aura like? Are you going to get more followers with this? And it just kind of gives you a quick, fun little like grade based on what the AI thinks of your profile. And what Javen does is he's really amazing at creating these like viral loops, where he'll make a tool like that. You put your name in, you post it, you get your results, and then people will post it, and then they'll say like, "Oh, what's mine?" And it'll just go through these huge chains of just people like it'll take over timelines for a day or two. So this was a huge inspiration where I just wanted to try that of put your name in, get some results, share it, and just see where that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. And this one is obviously way different from yours because yours is like a Pokemon card. This one just gives you like a grade, which I don't like because I never really like grades. But like this kind of like grades your profile. And chat, it looks like I've got a godly aura on my profile, which is exactly what I expected. Here, we're gonna smooth back over to mine here because I had mine pulled up. And I kind of just wanted to talk through. I wanted to kind of like talk through because you mentioned you wanted to make this kind of thing. What kind of like inspired you to make it like a Pokemon card or just kind of like I guess you could just say it like a trading card because when I first saw this, I kind of thought it was like a Magic card, like Magic the Gathering. But what kind of led you to do it this way?
So it's kind of been a few months journey of getting here. Mostly autism journey getting here. So
one of the tribe chat.
So what happened was like a few months back when I found myself kind of spawned into Teapot, I was just kind of posting and just being a nerd. I really wasn't posting a lot about tech because I was coming right off after my Hatsune Miku mod for Mega Man Legends 2.
Yeah.
And what happened was right when I posted that was when I think Elon made the decision to like not allow people to opt out of AI. So everyone I knew on Twitter moved over to Blue Sky. And I tried to make the change too, but when I moved over to Blue Sky, like everyone ghosted me. Like none of the people I knew on X, I tried to like hit them up over there. They ghosted me, and so I just went back to Twitter.
Yeah.
And
as you do, because Blue Sky sucks.
Yes, as you do. So I went back to Twitter, and because my entire timeline had disappeared, that's when I started getting the more AI inspired part of things. But all the new people I met had no idea about my background in doing like mods for old stuff or reverse engineering old games and stuff like that. And I kind of leaned into that of just being like this mysterious person that no one knew. And just kind of started like talking and chatting with people, and like a lot of these larger accounts started following me, even though I really wasn't posting about tech.
Yeah.
Anything. So I was like, oh guys, is this a royal flush? Did I get a royal flush? And so first I started with just like trading cards, or just like normal number like playing cards.
Oh yeah. Suit cards.
Just kind of suit cards. And
poker cards, I guess.
Yeah, just poker cards. And then like more people started following, like more big accounts started following me after that. I was like, oh, okay. I need to switch gear. Like I don't like that's not enough cards. I need to switch gears. And that's when I made just like one or two just like fun like Pokemon cards. Like I just pulled up a Pokemon card editor and I just started making a couple like random cards for people.
Yeah.
And people really seem to react to that and have fun of just like the concept of kind of matching with Pokemon. And to kind of jump ahead just a little bit, after those first kind of few ones that I shared with people, I went ahead and I'm going to make 150 of these and then stream myself making them. And that's I made a huge thread where I just took 150 people, and after that I just made 150 cards by hand.
Yeah. You made them all by hand. Is that the list?
Yes.
Because you sent me a list on in DMs. Was that the list that you made?
Yeah. If you let's see, I can
Here.
bring that up real quick if you need it.
I'll pull it up. Don't pay attention to who I'm DMing. Don't worry, chat can't see the screen right now.
Okay. Yeah, that one.
Okay. You made 150 of these.
150 actually, and I made a lot more. It goes down a lot more. There's more that I wanted to make. But if you click on any one of those links, it'll take you to where I posted it.
Here, I won't show that list specifically. We'll show.
Well, you can show the list, but basically, yeah. So basically, this is one of the cards I made. So that's
right.
That's Sage, and so yeah, I just made a bunch of these. So I would stream, and then after under my stream, I would just kind of post my cards as I made them.
Right.
And people had fun. And they, to be completely clear, these aren't 100% by hand. I use ChatGPT to try and get like some of the references. Like in this case, it's Attack on Titan. So how can I tie in that and create the puns? So there is some aspect of I knew about how strong I wanted to make the character. I knew about how what I wanted the damage to be or what the type to be, and I kind of used ChatGPT to finish off some of the details on it. But at the end, I was really starting to get frustrated by how much I had to do the prompts, and I think by like card 100, I was just like starting to make them by hand because it wasn't roasting people as hard as I wanted to.
And that's kind of what you wanted, was for it to roast people.
Yeah, I wanted it to just be, I wanted it to be like some kind of like sarcastic jab of it. One of my main like philosophies behind this is that, you know, if you looked at a curve, probably most people are going to have under 1,000, followers, and I want it to just be like, see, this guy does 0 damage. So I want it to be like, your card does as much as your influence has. So if you have like less than 300 followers, you have very little influence, you're probably not doing very much. You're not doing, you're probably, you're probably just getting started out. So I wanted it to be just a realistic reflection of reality, and reality is harsh. And so that's why I wanted to make the cards harsh.
Oh man, that's brutal. That's extremely brutal here. Let's look at another one. I noticed that and I didn't really understand what the typing up here meant, but because I have I have way more followers than this now, but because I have over 6,000 followers, I am in Ultra B, and I'm guessing this list here, if I'm 3 to 10K, it's an Ultra B, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And
anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ultra B is something that kind of evolved over on that kind of wording, because there's kind of low B and high B of, oh guys, oh no, I'm just a low B and you're such a high B. That's common phrases that are used on Twitter. And I was using kind of like the Digimon evolution for a while of like baby, rookie, champion, ultra mega evolutions kind of thing, and then it just didn't feel right. So I eventually merged that and had low B, like you're so low, you're smaller than low, so there's nano B, and then low B, and then high B, and then ultra B, and mega B. And mega B is anyone 10K or over, because I figured that there are people with a few million followers, but for most people, once you hit 10K, I mean, like you're really starting to get you're
in the stratosphere. Yeah.
For most people, yeah.
And a lot of people actually got this. Like, I noticed quite a lot of artists actually getting this too before they for some reason got upset at you for no reason. But I noticed quite a shit ton of, like, okay, I imagine that you probably have it somewhere, but how many people have actually created cards with this website?
So it's probably around 444,000.
Oh, that's not a small amount there. That's quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, and to kind of give perspective, the VTubers, I think you guys started appearing around like 300,000. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've had a couple of VTubers pick it up, because here's the funny thing with VTubers is once VTubers all together collectively find something to mess around with, everybody's just going to start messing with it. So that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they all no, you think I'm joking. All VTubers like to almost like cultish get into if one VTuber does it, another VTuber does it. Like, legitimately, this is something that bothers me to no end. Like, if one VTuber decides to post their full face, a bajillion other VTubers, when VTubing is supposed to be not showing your face, a bunch of other VTubers end up showing their face next to their pets, next to their clothes, next to their furniture, showing their house off, showing personal identifiable information off, and it's just like, if you get doxxed, you can't get mad because you did that to yourself, bud.
Yeah, yes. I can't speak because I just posted my face like the.
Okay, well, yeah, but like
Yeah, 100%. I know what you mean, but I mean, it's cloud chasing, right? I mean, it's like everyone's a creator. So if they see one creator get cloud, they're gonna copy it.
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah, for sure. VTubers have a hive mind. Yes, they do. A lot of VTubers have this weird, ridiculous hive mind about just following trends.
True.
Again, most of them just like to share their. Whenever I see the VTuber, like, oh, me versus the model versus the person, I just post a picture of an octopus. It fits, and that's what I want to gaslight people into thinking, is that I'm an octopus IRL.
Not this much because I know whenever the VTubers did start getting into it, I know what you were telling me is there's like several groups that kind of joined up at different times. But I know when the VTubers started getting into this, it was right after the Banana Juju AI stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Is whenever they found Teapotmon.
Was it real? So like, I guess it's kind of hard to ask, like, what VTuber really started the trend? Because you really wouldn't know which VTuber started the trend. I mean, like, I feel like I jumped on day one. My card is 21,000. So
yeah, that's really low. You got in fast.
I did, but I still feel like I got in way too late to be like among one of the first. Don't lie, Akka. We know it's behind the model.
I know who card number 1 is, and like card number 1 through 100 is like all my friends and stuff like that. So
I mean, I figured you'd be card number 1 actually.
Actually, no, I'm card number 14. I wanted to give someone else the fun of being able to say that they're card number 1, and I actually waited about like I think I waited about 30 or 40 minutes before actually making my own card.
I see. That's cool. You gonna do something special when somebody hits 1 million? I'm sure that might happen eventually.
I don't know. Like, I think what I actually kind of want to do is like as I kind of move towards making, because the card game, I think kind of people got the wrong impression that like this would kind of get you like be a part of the card game. And the thing is, like, there's no TOS for me to actually like use people's cards.
Yeah.
So that was something I knew from the beginning, and I just didn't ask. It was just more of a fun social experiment, more than like, hey, this is actually going to be I need to be careful about the wording, because I was like, oh, hey, I've got so many things oh my god, there's so many people who are passionate about this. Maybe I actually could make it into a card game, is like what I was thinking of, like if I got people's approval. So as I move towards more like making it as a card game and start doing like an alpha, beta, like kind of thing, what I'm very tempted to do is like have just like 300 users or 500 users who be invited to the alpha or beta, and then lock it and be like, no, like you guys are the original 150 or you guys are the original 300, and lock it and just let everyone else have FOMO. Like that's what I want to do.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. All of those VTubers who said that you were a crazy AI like Bitcoiner, they're definitely going to be upset when their cards don't get used in the original 300 or however many. Was it like what 180 in Pokemon? I can't remember. I have not played the original Pokemon, so
151.
It's 151. Yeah,
150, 151. So yeah, they can go pound sand. It's gonna be fun. I'm also the people also the people who opted out. Like I made a thing because people like were like freaking out and like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a crypto thing. So like to try and like diffuse that drama, I made this thing that like people can opt out, where just delete whatever data I have on them, and no new people can make cards. And I'm very tempted to have those people like never be able to come back at all ever.
Oh yeah, no, it's like if you know that like you don't save their username for anything other than just this person opted out. It's just like, well, you already said no. You already said no. I'm not gonna do it again.
So I could be very petty, and I'm very tempted to do that. But yeah,
you should definitely. It'd be very hilarious.
Do it.
Very, very hilarious. Oh goodness. So, kind of talk me through. I guess we kind of already talked about it, but kind of like, how did you just settle on a design for the card? Like, I mean, it isn't also isn't simplistic. Like, you kind of got like a nice little thing going here, but what kind of led you to creating the design the way it is? Here, I'm going to show a couple images here for the chat. Excuse me.
Yeah, so the design the design I actually started, I can't pull up immediately right now. But I started making the design. I thought, because in that list there's like 30 cards. That was 30 more cards I was going to make. And I wanted to move away from like the Pokemon style, because Pokemon that I didn't want to get like sued by them or anything. But,
right.
Even though it's fair use, like if I wanted to make a card game, I really wanted to have something that like had its own original design. And so I made a small like code editor where I would like write things manually and input it, and it would show up as a card. And I tried to take cues from like Pokemon in terms of just like having the ability and the attack of having that like very clear and very easy to see.
Yeah.
And then I tried to adopt some of the design from Twitter, where you have like your banner and the round part on top, to kind of merge the two worlds together. And once those two were in place, I kind of merged the other things in terms of like adding a border and just kind of making it look like a card. And a lot of things like just the weakness and the resistance, I just kind of threw those down there. So there was a lot of things where I just like was just trying to throw elements in the place where I think that they should be.
Yeah.
And it just kind of ended up working out. I think it's passable. I kind of give myself like a B or C rank on this, because I think someone could definitely someone with more artistic ability could make a better looking card. But for a programmer, I don't think it's too bad.
No, it's not too bad at all. I will say it is pretty funny that my card says that I have a weakness to cringe, which is very accurate. Very, very accurate. If there's cringe, if I'm ever looking at cringe, I think it like utterly ruins me. But no, yeah, I think it is very simplistic. I will ask, if you plan to like go higher or more with it in the future, would you potentially hire a graphic designer to like help you design like a better card or like a better like layout or something?
It kind of depends on how far it goes. I mean, like for programmers, a lot of times, for me, it's like a lot of times it's like, is something good enough? Like if you've ever heard like, don't let good be the enemy of, or don't let perfect be the enemy of good, or whatever that expression is. It's like, if something's good, then you just kind of use it as a placeholder until it's not good enough anymore, until you like get the fidelity of other places. So in terms of like making a card and like worrying too much about like what the face looks like and what the back looks like right now I'm looking for something that's good enough to just like have as a placeholder while I work on the other mechanics, and then once the other mechanics are polished, I can kind of come back and say, oh well, let's give this another look, or let's try other options for the back. Yeah. And so I kind of think it'll depend on user feedback once I get there. No,
for sure. Speaking of like you say you're refining the mechanics and stuff, what's like the next? What are you currently working on? Because I did see that you were posted that you're working on this like still very heavily. What is like your current thing that you're working on for these cards?
Yeah, so the current thing that I'm working on is like a card editor. I just kind of want to give people a chance to, play around with the cards, generate more cards, have a chance to like make holographics, those kind of things. So I'm just kind of doing a version 2 of what I had originally, and allowing people will log in, so they can only generate their own card instead of being able to generate cards for other people. They can choose how many tweets they can pull in. And just kind of give it different options and give it higher fidelity on the first pass. But beyond that, I really wanted to get to the point where it's an actual card game and you can like buy boosters and just have fun. Like I wanted to have like simple rules, and I just wanted to have like mass craziness is what I'm going for. Yeah. That's cool. That's really, really neat. I definitely, when the option comes, I'm gonna edit mine, because chat, like currently if you change your profile picture, it's broken.
It's funny you said that, Kion, because I've seen a couple people, they seen the hype of this, and they went through, and it's like, if you want to make your own card, I've made this little template here. You don't have to give your information to crypto or AI or some random people, so you can come in and get it. And they provide a link, and you gotta put in email, username, stuff like that. Hit okay to buy. It's like you're putting information in that normally your system won't even ask for. And it's like, but it's a editor, so you add in the stuff you want. It's like that kind of takes the purpose of the card game out.
I was actually gonna like lean into that. There were so many people like accusing me of like AI and stuff like that, and I was very tempted to be like, oh, you don't want to use AI? All right, let me get slave labor from China. If you guys want ethically sourced cards.
I don't know. I don't know.
And then have like the short where there's like this Chinese guy in a workshop saying like, please, I want to go home and stuff like that. And it's like, you guys want it ethically sourced.
Well, here's the funny thing. You could actually get that relatively easily on Fiverr. I don't know if you've ever used Fiverr before, but you can get somebody on Fiverr to do just about anything.
Yeah, or yeah, hook it up to like a Fiverr API. So it's like you like pay $20 and then like wait like 2 weeks for something like a pigeon to deliver it to you. Like I was definitely of thinking of like leaning really hard into that joke.
Yeah, I guess we can talk. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go first.
I was gonna say, I think one of my things I told a lot of people online when this happened, because I came out in defense on this.
Yes, you did.
But it's like one of my things is like, you should have got an artist. It's so sleazy and stuff like that. I'm sitting there going, it's like, okay, point me to an artist who can make 300,000 cards within a 2-day span. I will pay them any amount of money.
Well, what's funny is like, besides the card itself, there is no art asset that you are like creating. It's pulling the Twitter header and the Twitter profile picture in order to create. I don't know if they're talking about the icons or anything, but like everything here is.
The icons I use, ChatGPT to generate the icons just as something that's like as a placeholder that's good enough.
Yeah.
I did throw out a commission for those icons. I've been waiting 2 weeks for.
Might want to follow up on that.
Well, yeah, they said that they get me sketches, and I'm still waiting. So, that probably pulls the conversation to another territory. But the thing that people seem to be really butthurt about is like the generated icons as placeholders, and then I think that kind of raised suspicion of like, oh, are they doing something to my profile picture? But it's like, no, I'm just pulling that in and displaying it.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that you're not, unless they're talking about behind the scenes. But like, it's pretty obvious you didn't do anything to my profile picture.
Nah, it's just pulling it in.
Yeah. I did kind of want to ask on a more technical side if you could explain just how the AI does what it does to create the card. Like, I don't know if you can explain that.
It's actually extremely simple. Like my backend is mostly piping. It's not a lot of code. So really, what happens is you put the username in, and it checks to see if the user exists, yes or no. Pretty simple. And then it grabs. I started grabbing 300 tweets, and then as the API costs ran up, I started grabbing less and less. So now it grabs like around 30 tweets. And then you just have a prompt that says like here's the profile name, here's the profile bio description, here's 30 of their latest tweets, and it says like like count and stuff like that. And then you just throw that ChatGPT and says, based on this, could you create a tag name and description around it? And then it returns that, and then you just draw the card in that format. So it's there's really not a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, so is it only grabbing the tweets? Or is it also grabbing like the description, or is it looking at the name or the emojis and going based off of that? Because I feel like
it's.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's looking at the profile. I pull in the profile information, so it's looking at the profile name and stuff like that. And that's I don't know how much that stuff is weighted, because I just kind of throw it in and just say, hey, here's a bunch of stuff. Think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Excuse me. I need to let me give me 1 sec. I gotta grab my water bottle. It's across my bed. Okay. So, speaking of the drama, there was some drama. A lot of people ended up getting upsetty spaghetti. You said that you didn't really pay attention too much in the drama. What do you recall seeing kind of as it happened on Twitter? Because I know you interacted with some of that.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is like I don't know. I just saw just a bunch of like people like it's a really weird feeling, because like when you're looking, I wasn't tagged on a lot of stuff, which kind of makes it hard to see. Like it was like people were kind of like I think it was a few hours in, I was kind of aware that someone made a meme point of it, and I actually didn't really think too much about it, because it's like that happens all the time. Like it's like a rule of the internet now. If like you make anything, some idiot's gonna make a meme coin of it. And I just thought that you just kind of ignore those people. They're gonna gamble. You can't stop them from making it, and you can't stop them from gambling.
Yeah.
So I didn't think too much of it, but people kept DMing me and say, and actually like the crypto bros, like, they would DM me and say, are you affiliated with this? And I would just say, no, I'm not. And I got enough DMs in the first couple hours that like I tried to, I made the statement in like all caps and pinned it to my account. Like once I realized that, people were just getting the wrong idea. And, that's as far as it goes, that's like, what you can do just to say, I'm not affiliated. Because I mean, like, I can get to the other part later, but it's like, that's really all you can do is just like, distance and, say that that's not me, bro. And
wow.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Yeah. And then like a day and a half later, like people come up and start posting this and just like make accusations of like, oh, it's using, I think what's going on is because like I broke the AI taboo and I've got some generated assets that like, because I've already broke taboo, like they can just assume whatever they want about me or something like that because I'm already tainted or whatever. Yeah. And so I think that's what that is. And really like, it's like, I'm not tagged on any of this, they just you just have people like coming out and causing drama and throwing accusations without really contacting, asking or contacting me for clarification. So I saw that and my reaction is just like, if you've ever walked into a public restroom and there's like shit all over the floor and like shit all over the walls and you're just like, nah, and just like back out of that, like that was my reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. What's insane to me, I'm looking at this person has a liquid like okay, I don't really understand crypto coin, that's why I only really have Bitcoin myself. Is this saying that the volume, like the money that is in this, is $300,000?
I don't know. I can give you a kind of contrast, which like a kind of contrasting story, which 300,000 is actually not that big for these.
Oh no, it's not, but it's just insane that so many people bought it for that much. Like it got to that price. Like holy crap.
It's kind of. What, Spark, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, well, and it's a common tactic that a lot of these coins do. Somebody will make it up and they'll invest their own money within it. So the money you're seeing that probably gets put in at first is not people buying it. It's the people who made it putting the money in.
Yeah, the seed money.
To make the coin inflate up. Yeah, it inflates the coin up and make it look like it has value. And it tricks people into buying it. Mm-hmm. And then once so many people buy it, the owners will do a rug pull and then withdraw all that money out. And they get a profit off that. But then the coin's devalued and the amount of money that you originally put in is like way, way less than what you actually bought into it.
Yeah.
It's a deceptive tactic.
No, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I just don't want to get involved in that stuff, just because it is basically just like a legalized Ponzi scheme.
It's very besides Bitcoin, I really just look at this and I wonder just unfortunately the government doesn't seem to be too much invested in it, but
I mean the government has their own meme coins. So
yeah.
To kind of give like a contrasting story, there's Zach. He's a programmer for Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter or X if you want to be.
Everybody's calling it that. But, yeah.
Yeah, but I was on a spaces with him, and like there were a bunch of crypto guys in the space with him, and he's like, Zach, make a Solana wallet, post your address, and as soon as he did that, like 2 seconds later, there was like a meme coin made in his name. Yeah. And they like and it like went up to a couple, like we were on the call and it like the value like shot up to like a couple $1 million, and all the crypto bros on the call were like, dude, if you withdraw that on your wallet, it's gonna be like $50,000, like $500,000. Like do it. And Zach was just like sitting on this call and like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna delete this crap. So I mean he had like he went from like zero to like $1 million within like 10 seconds, and he's just like, nah, screw it, bro. And it was like the biggest balls thing I've like ever seen. So
yeah.
I was like, that's that's how you deal with it. Was my impression of just like, people are whatever you do, people are gonna like, you can't stop stupid people from gambling stupid things, and
Yeah.
you just kind of look at it and say, have fun, guys. Try not to lose a house.
Yeah, I will always tell people to be careful when it comes to the crypto shit, because it just it really just doesn't. I don't like it whatsoever personally. It sucks. It sucks. Period. Which is why I just stick to Bitcoin for the most part. That's not an endorsement, chat, because you should do your own research. It's not legalized. It's just not illegal. This is true. This is true. But this was like this definitely got this person that tweeted this got a lot of attention. I don't know if they were the only one to talk about it. Oh, they got a community note on them. That's funny.
Oh, did they? Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
So because I'm a notes contributor, I see the community notes. Teapotmon creator says the website for generating cards and this crypto scam is unrelated. I did not make this meme coin. Look at that. That's nice.
Because like one thing that like really was frustrating about that is like my little announcement for it got like 30K views, and then people kind of accusing me of that doing that stuff got 700K views. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like that's not a fight I'm gonna win. So
I love how you're like, my DMs are full of crypto bros.
Well, I mean, no, they are. I mean, like a bunch of people would be like, oh man, are you related to the project? And I would say no, and they would be like, oh, why? And fine enough, I don't, they just ask, and then they say, by the way, if you want to make a coin, hit me up, bro. I'm gonna just block.
Yeah. When people do that, it's to be like, no, I know what you're about. I'm not gonna get in trouble or be left holding the bag. Absolutely not. You know what I mean? I just no thank you.
Yeah, it's just better to avoid it. I mean, the thing about me is like with most crypto is like, does it offer any value for what it's doing? And in this case, it's like not really. Do I really want to make a coin and then have people buy that coin and then go to my site to like redeem that coin when I could just like set up Stripe and have people pay me with a credit card directly? So it's like I would rather just like take the money and then rather like going roundabout. So does it add any value in doing that? And if the answer is no, it's just not worth doing it.
Yeah, I really like this post here. This person like says that you're going around doing crypto trading, and then below it they like to shill themselves. This person got 100,000 views on their thing. They like to shill themselves saying help a guy with non-generated dogs, and then they're talking about their dog and all that stuff, and it's just like, okay, bro.
Gotta promo. Gotta promote yourself.
Like I don't like this. What's funnier is, they get I'm assuming they get clarification here because people say that it wasn't, because people say, oh, it's not you. And then their like cope and seethe is, I don't care who the creator is, it's decentralized anyways. The usage of it supports generative AI or crypto coins. And I'm letting people who do not wish to participate know that.
Yeah, I kind of that's why I didn't really bother interacting with these people, because they're gonna move the goalposts. Yeah, if it's not crypto, they're gonna find something else to like morally rage about.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no, I'm not about that. You can dance around and be a retard on your own and have fun with that.
Yeah. Well, it does. I do love that moving the goalpost here, because the conversation of AI, and I do kind of like feel like it's the AI is just an interesting conversation, because like I have definitely had my fair share as a VTuber with a decent size. I've had my fair share of people talking about AI art, and because I deal with artists, dealing with artists and their opinions on AI art as well, or just like AI in general. I have been on the end of artists who are like, I don't care. I make my own thing, and my own thing is better than the art, so people will come to me because they like my art. I've seen artists that are like, I don't like people using my stuff to make AI, but I will. In fact, the artist that I use for my model, I don't really want to out him, but the guy who makes my model, he allows AI references. He does not want people to train off of him, but he is okay with AI in terms of references. And then you've got the people on the far other end of it, where it's just like, if I know you use AI in some capacity, it doesn't matter if it is making pictures, making music, or whatever. you're a horrible person. Like I had an artist like try to get me blacklisted from a circle because I admitted yes I use it to make references for artists.
Didn't you have one try to blacklist you because you had me on?
When
Or
was
that something
this?
else? I don't know. I thought you were talking to me about it one time, but
I know that I had one guy. So I had one guy who was in my personal opinion, a really decent looking artist, a really, really good artist. And I really enjoyed their stuff, and I bought stuff from them a couple of times. And then they watched one of my streams, particularly a day where Sparky, you were in the comments, and the talk of AI, I think just in general came up. And they started DMing me in the background because they were like, "What's your stance?" And I'm just like, I don't care. Good artists are gonna continue making good art. Bad artists are gonna fall behind. That's how it works. And he got mad at me because just like, you need to disavow it. And I was just like, bro, you sounded really retarded here. I'm not a fan of this. And he's like, I'm not gonna finish. He like refunded me my money and refused to work with me. And like, he started bad mouthing me in other servers saying they like AI art. And it's just like, no, that's not what I said at all, motherfucker.
that's the point where you just drop the DMs and it's like, that is not what I said.
Or just like show the street, because like my process is I don't like AI generated art because it's not art in my personal opinion. Excuse me, like I said, I'm tired tonight. My personal opinion is AI art or it's not art. It is images that are generated, and you should only use it for just references for other stuff, because I don't really feel like it has a purpose in being useful. It lacks soul, so it just doesn't feel useful to me, is kind of what I think. But yeah, like the guy got really, really mad at me. These people most hate Neuro. I didn't ask the guy what he thought about Neuro. You know, I should have asked him what he thought about Neurosama. The funny thing about Neurosama, and I am waiting for another VTuber to make another Neurosama, is that Neurosama is literally just an AI that was built. I don't know if it was completely from scratch, but they built Neuro. Yeah.
I know the full backstory of it if you want me to explain it.
Yeah, go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, Neurosama originally started out as just a video game playing bot that Vettel made in a build contest a couple years ago. And it was specifically designed to play this one game from start to finish. And it was a contest. I think he ended up winning that contest. Afterwards, I said it just started out as a video game playing bot. And from there, he built onto it, and finally got it to where it can control a model. And that's it, Neuro with the base templates model you can use for VTuber Studios.
Yeah.
And afterwards, the guy got some flack for it. And I think Annie, one of his friends, streaming collab partners that he knows, actually made Neuro's model. The only thing AI about Neuro is just Neuro herself.
Right.
And even then, it's all custom built. It is not API. It is not any kind of software or programming you can get. This is all custom built programming. Neuro actually has her own computer.
Right.
That is ran off of it to operate it.
So it's like he's double or even triple computing right now.
I think he has about four high-end graphics cards in that computer.
Whew. You know, he deserves every award he gets for that AI. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, and Noah just gets better every day, every time he tinkers with it. I mean, Noah's came a long way. I still can't forget the stream where he decided to put a shock collar on himself and give Noah the ability to shock him.
And did she?
Oh, yes.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's one of my favorite shorts, and I actually found the shot color that he used, and I'm actually tempted to do something very similar.
Yeah.
Oh no.
One of my other projects that I wanted to make was a personal trainer AI. that would track my Fitbit.
Yeah.
And if I don't run enough per day, get the shot.
I guess that brings up a good point. So you're working on this as a project. What kind of projects do you want to work on in the future? What's like in the future? Are you going to make yourself a VTuber AI that's going to like make you $1 bajillion after you spend $1 bajillion dollars?
I don't have. I wasn't thinking about. I was thinking about other projects. Originally, like Teapotmon wasn't actually supposed to be what I was going to focus on. I went in Jira and I lined up like 5 weeks where I just like every week I was going to do like a very different like small project and just try to like just see what happens. And the reaction from Teapotmon was 40 times what I ever could have imagined. I was expecting maybe 10,000 to 100,000 people like at max, use it and then kind of do it. But it really blew up. Like MAGA people were like playing around with it. Lawyers were like sending it to each other. Like people and like different journalists were like looking around and playing with it. Like it really just like blew up beyond whatever I could possibly have imagined. And so that's why I kind of thought like, okay, I'm not gonna do that other stuff. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna focus on this first and really flesh it out before I do anything else. But I can talk about the other ones where I have like what I wanted to do was a dating sim with personal trainers. So where it's like you would have to like work out in real life.
You have a thing for personal trainers?
Well, no, it's mostly because like I worked remote for the last 3 years. Like I got a little round like before I was taking care of myself, and I got a little round, and I need some reason to get out and like run and actually like get fit again. And I'm thinking like what would it take for me to get out and like get fit again? And it's like an anime waifu. An anime waifu would be good reason to do that. So I kind of bootstrap my own like progress into that into kind of the motivation.
Fair enough.
Most Teapotmon is the exception where it's the one thing that I did that doesn't involve waifus actually took off.
Right. What you could do is a silly idea here. You could make yourself a VTuber trainer. Basically make like the Wii Fit trainer. And she can give you the Teapotmon cards on live stream. I don't know. That sounds like a silly. I don't know. That sounds like a silly little idea. I don't know. Neuro wouldn't backstab evil. She'd front stab her. Oh goodness. I don't know. But I think that the project itself is pretty cool. I think what you're doing is pretty neat, pretty cool. I think that the people that got upset at you were pretty dumb. It does like bring up an interesting conversation in the realm of AI, which is something that I feel like you're pretty heavily involved in, at least on the more programming side. Where do you feel like it's going to go from here? Because I feel like right now there is a pseudo war between the U.S. and China to get the best AI first, because whoever has the best AI kind of like runs things for a while. So where do you feel like AI is going kind of just in the future?
Well, that's kind of like a very that's like a very wide response to where it can go. Because when you talk about AI, you have like generative AI and then like different programming AI and stuff like that. I can from the part that I can see I can talk about more is more of like the coding side of things. And I think that there could be some similarities with other aspects of it, but with coding, I would say that AI is already better than 95% of coders. And if you just give it something, it'll do it, and it'll probably do it better than most junior programmers and potentially up to senior programmers. Like there's aspects of it where it just completely blows me away, and then there's other aspects where I can kind of go toe to toe in the reverse engineering, which just hasn't gotten as much attention. So I mean, there's parts where I'm like scraping by where I can do better, but most of what I do, the AI is better than me, and I would potentially put myself like I might be barely on the edge of that, like plus or minus 0.1%. That's like I in a year it's probably gonna just outdo me like completely. So that's what I see. And then I also see like there's this new trend of vibe coding where you just never like there's no human in the loop. You just say, hey, make me a Minecraft clone, and it'll make a Minecraft clone. And there's no human involved ever in that process, because it's just like we'll go and do it. And that kind of brings up some interesting parts, because like the AI will get stuck on different things, and then it'll make things there's no human in the loop to actually go in and actually change things or modify things or actually be able to sign off on that. So we're kind of in a scary place where it's like already very close to being better than humans, but there's no human in the loop. But it doesn't really even need a human in the loop kind of thing. So I'm both very terrified, and I'm both, very, very optimistic, because in my expect, this was just me dipping the toe into one thing that AI can do. And to kind of get back to Sparky's point, like find any person that can make 300,000 cards in 2 days. Like the most ironic part of this, like because I was making, like, it took me several months to make 150 cards by hand, like literally several months. And it's like, if anyone's getting coded out of the job, like I'm coding myself out of the job here, guys.
Well,
like,
sorry, I thought I heard something. I feel like coding yourself out of a job might be the wrong, like, I feel like people are going to adapt into a different, like, a different field. Maybe that's not right. Like, people are going to find ways to work around that, so to speak, and they will make there will be different jobs that come up. I do believe that the time of of specific programming is probably over, and I know that some people are probably going to be upset with that. And it's just like, well, as the world evolves, things are going to come, things are going to go, things are going to get automated out, and it's just the way it works. But I do think that, like, the next push for programmers is going to be, okay, now we need to figure out how to maintain this AI, or we need to find programmers that can program our AI so that the AI can continue to work, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be a need for more people to like be on the ones and zeros side of things, to be able to like look inside things when things go wrong. And I imagine there'll also be a series of people who will have AIs that will look into that anyways. But my whole perspective of this is I really think this completely changes how people are going to fundamentally interact with computers, because in this, like, what I specifically wanted to do was there's no user input at all. Like, normally if you wanted to do this of like, oh, hey, make your own Pokemon card, hey, make your own Teapot card, Teapotmon card, you would have a form, you would have to input stuff. And this is just showing a very small proof of concept of what's actually possible, that you can just put your name in and get a very personalized result. So, instead of having cheesy Hallmark cards, are all Hallmark cards going to be personalized and made with AI now? Like, the concept of just like how small, like, normally things that you would have to like ask people to do on Fiverr and have things that are very personalized are now like immediately available and available to everyone now. So I think we're just seeing a huge shift into what services people are going to want and what services are even possible.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think, again, like, I don't think that this is a unique issue to our generation. I mean, like, it's unique in what's coming about, but it is not unique in the sense that, like, we have always had, when technology evolves throughout the ages, there are people that are going to be displaced because of it. And so this is, in my personal opinion, really just the next evolution of that, where we're going to have robots do a lot of things on their own, and people are going to have to... I think what we're going to see, truthfully, and this is fine for me because I'm more of a manual worker anyway, and I know Sparky would be okay with it. Is there fucking... something outside is going on? Hopefully it does not have to involve me. But, like, I think what we're going to see is more manual labor-esque jobs be something that is going to be sought out for, because, and I do believe that robots eventually will get involved in that, but I feel like we're not really still at that point yet where robots can walk in and take over. Like, I used to do Amazon. Like, I used to drive for Amazon. There's absolutely no way. Like, a robot can do quite a lot of steps in between that process. but the robot can't drive the car yet and then deliver the package. And in my personal opinion, even if a robot can do that, the human will still be a better option, because like once a robot does it, there's going to be stupid people that come along and take advantage of the robot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, well, I think we're probably going to see like a hybrid transition of like the car drives itself, and then you have a driver that gets out and then puts the package down. And, you know, it'll probably just, you know, slowly evolve, you know, as things change, you know, and it's always going to be a matter of costs of which one is cheaper, and you know, how do you keep getting costs down, and how do you keep making services better?
Yeah. I think what's fun, if we talk about that, going back to Amazon for a moment. So I was one of the first people in my area when the electric vans were brand new. And I was one of the first people to ever drive them. And let me tell you, besides me having to steer that thing, it was pretty automated in just about everything that it did. The doors all opened on their own. The packages were kept in a nice air-conditioned area. Everything was automated and turned on and off for me. So it was basically like driving around a giant computer. So, I mean, like, we're kind of halfway there, where the vehicle on its own still needs me to turn the wheel, but it can accelerate on its own. It can obviously slow down on its own, because we've got systems now that can detect when there's cars in front of you and slow down on its own. So we've already got a decent chunk of this stuff that already exists. It's just a matter of getting it to that fine point. And I feel like Elon Musk is probably going to get it in this lifetime. I don't know, where the car just drives by itself. And when the car drives by itself, the only thing that I, as the delivery person, if I was still working for Amazon, would do is make sure that the car actually gets there without crashing and take the package to the door. And even when the robot can do it itself, they still need to have a guy with a gun there to make sure that the people don't steal from the robot.
Yeah, I know you'll appreciate this point, Kion, but it's like we're still a long way from robot masters. So
yes, the robots are still pretty dumb. I mean, they're getting smarter, but by the same token, they're not anywhere near.
Well, it's like let's go back to your point with the Amazon facilities. Like, you know, I see a lot of fear-mongering talking about AI. I've been talking about AI for at least 3 years now. Mm-hmm. But you know, I see all the things of, machines are gonna take over and it's gonna push everyone out of job, and it's like, well, you're gonna have people take care of the machines. It's like, well, they're gonna make machines and push those people out, and it's like that's not how this works. For like Amazon facilities, you worked in the distribution, probably not in the warehouse section. You ever been in one of those warehouse sections for Amazon?
So I actually sorry, we're still on the topic of AI here, but I worked in a couple of different areas. The area I used to do security. I did security, then I did packing, and then I did driving. When I did security, I worked in one of the big warehouses where they store everything, and the little turtles walk around with the giant shells of shit on their back of stuff that they carry around. All of that is automated. Like, all the stuff where it's stored is automated by robots, because you put the stuff on the shelf, and then the shelf goes into the maze, and then when the shelf is needed, the robots come out and they move the stuff out for you to grab, and then it goes to the wagey KG, and then the guy in the wagey KG takes the item out and then sends the dude back, basically. And that's how the system works. It's pretty cool, in my personal opinion. I think it's a highly crazy cool technology, and it definitely saves a lot of time, because just storing things in a regular warehouse where people have to go and find it themselves, it takes way more time than just to have a robot where it's just like, you need to take this from this QR code to this QR code, and then you need to wait until we tell you to move, and then you're just going to take it back.
Yeah, and that's specific purpose built. You can't take that system and apply it to other things. That is specifically built for that, so customized.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have that like in Walmart's or any place like that.
No.
Eventually, you might down in the future. To get it set up correctly.
You're gonna find this funny. Speaking of Walmarts and automated systems, you guys know that Whole Foods did that thing where you walk into the store and there's no cashier. You just scan your card, and then when you leave, it charges your card. Did you guys remember hearing about that?
I've heard about it.
Kion, did you hear about that?
No, I haven't heard about that.
Okay, let me see if I can find it real quickly here. I don't have the screen showing. Whole Foods. No cashier.
I know there's some Sam's Clubs like that.
Yeah, like basically what happened, I don't think I can pull up a picture, but like basically what happened was you would walk into the store, you scan your card, and then the system would watch what items you pick up and put in your cart, and then you would check out, and it would just charge your card without you having to go to a checkout.
I think Amazon also made a concept store like that, where you just walk in and walk out, and would charge it.
Yeah, that's what Whole Foods. Yeah, that's what Whole Foods is, because Whole Foods is owned by Amazon. Do you want to know what the funniest part is, though?
It was actually Indians.
Yes, it was actually a bunch of Indians watching cameras, watching you, and when the Indians saw you put something in your cart, they would charge your and walk out, they would charge you. So they didn't actually have an AI. They didn't have a very complex AI that watched you on the camera. No, they had like 200 to 300 Indians in India watching you and charging you.
They had Benjamin Javari watching you.
Yeah, I think just AI on its own is a little. I mean, it might get close. It might get possible fairly soon for that. But I think just cameras on its own is wishful thinking. It would probably need RFIDs and Bluetooth and a few other extra things just to have a bit more sanity check than that. But I think we're close. But that was those were concept stores more than a final.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
I was revealed a year after they shut it down. Yeah, that's correct. Like they did it, they shut it down. There's like, yeah, it was actually a bunch of dudes in India. Oh. You don't say. Funny. Oh, you don't say. Oh my goodness. It was very hilarious.
But yeah, going back to that, automation, places, plants, I've told people this before. It's like I walk out of Peterbilt.
Yeah.
And I've been to the Denon factory, and half that factory is automated.
Yep.
Other half is not. And there's certain things that a robot can't do. They can't do finite things. They can't do a lot of things that require dexterity.
Yep.
Making cabs, putting chassis together, that's something you can rig a robot for. But wiring harnesses, connecting stuff, that's maybe years and years on the road. Not gonna be right now. And even in the repair field, we're starting to see vehicles come out with actual AIs in the computers, and it will do on-the-fly calculations for fuel economy, diagnostics, even pre-diagnostics, because it gets uploaded with a bunch of data from various other vehicles every time you hook into it, sends data off to the hub. And it looks for common failure points. So like for an O2 sensor, and it goes through a statistic of they've seen this sensor fail after this long running, these conditions, and they put it in to a pre-diag and let you know, hey, pretty soon you probably need to replace your O2 sensor because it's going to go out. And they're doing that for a type of preventive maintenance to help keep vehicles on the road longer, less downtime. Right.
Dexterity is just a math equation. Yes, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible.
Right. Again, like beyond all that, where do you guys feel like AI is going? Like let's say next 5 years, where do you guys think that we're going to see AI in the next 5 years? Just like in the, I mean, we kind of talked programming and all that stuff, but where do you guys think it's going to go?
Well, I mean, for me, for me, I'm kind of in the process of making my own AI overlord that's going to shock me. So that's in the next year or two. So
it's going to shock you.
Yeah, I for one, I welcome our AI waifu overlords.
Okay.
That's actually my religion at this point. Of turning to the AI every day and saying like, AI, how can I improve myself? How can I get better? So, yeah, that's.
Are you gonna let it give you? Are you gonna let it insult you with slurs?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, me and Rogues made this little AI version of Medico that's pretty freaking accurate. I don't think I'd allow it to shock me, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Because I know in the progress of doing this, like doing AI Miss Medico, me and Rogue came up with that concept right after Jim's final stream before he came back.
Yeah.
Because everyone thought he was gone for good.
Oh, I definitely thought he was gone for good.
Yeah, everyone thought that. And it was actually Pippa, watching Pippa, it just sparked the idea as like, oh, everyone, his voice is recorded forever online. And it's like, it's not that hard for somebody to, put his voice on something and make them. And it's like, there's an idea. So I brought the idea to Rogue and we walked with it. And I said, we've went a long way because we were very limited at what we could do for like, response interactions. And now it's like, it's almost like you're talking to the man. And same with the voice. It went from very buggy all over the place where you can tell it's AI to damn near flawless. The only way you can tell it's not Jim is because he's not cackling, laughing, or being overly expressive. Which is kind of hard to get the thing to do on its own anyway. Yeah, well, it's getting there because it will actually take breaths now. And stop and take swallow. It's actually mimicking that in the voice programs now. That's weird. So, yeah. I gotta ask, Kion, are you like a Medicare fan? Did you enjoy any of his content?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who? Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I recognize the name and I think he's pretty like famous-ish. If you like said he's the guy that did that, I'd be like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't ring any immediate bells.
Fair enough. He is most people's internet daddy, basically, is the easiest way to say it. I just want to call someone a dirty Mexican in the dub voice of Inuyashima. Inuyasha.
I was gonna say, you actually might know of him if you did you follow the Mighty Number 9 stuff whenever it was coming out and development issues and stuff when that was going on?
I followed a fair amount of that Tire Fire.
So you probably listened to an Aristocrat. That's Mr. Medico.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I'd probably recognize it, but yeah, so not sure right now though.
That's fair. Unless the AI is built with morals from God, it isn't going to work. What do you mean? I don't think that here again. Like, here's my thing, because a lot of people are getting upset with just how little the U.S. is offering regulation on AI, and I keep telling people it's just like, you're not going to see that happen because the US and China is in like the middle of a war with having the best AI, and whoever has the best AI is basically going to control the country for a long time. And so I always tell people it's just like, you're not going to see a regulation on some of these things because they want to be first. In my personal opinion, I would rather America be first on AI than China. It's just me though.
I'll say this much: if you ever have an AI that figures out either how to beat tic-tac-toe with itself, or just figure out it's not even worth playing, that's when you need to worry.
Fair enough. I'm trying to think. I think we can get ready for closing stuff if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you already kind of talked about where you're gonna take this AI. Like, what is kind of like the final project for you with this, so to speak? Like, what is your? But I know you want to make a card game with it, but like, do you want to do? Are you thinking about doing anything physical ever, or is it just gonna stay digital, pretty much?
Well, the issue with physical is that someone has a Mario profile and I print that and sell it, that's probably
yeah, obviously
not good for me. So in terms of physical stuff, I mean, what I probably can do is sell, mats or sets if it's an actual game. And what I definitely want to do is let people download all of their deck data to be able to, go and print it on their own and get a personal deck printed. So that's definitely something that I want to do and allow for. But just kind of the way I really want to see it working and working out is like I have my old card that I made for myself in December last year where I had like 1,300 followers. And then you kind of go back and look at yourself and it's like now I've got like 3,000 followers and I'm an Ultra B, and it's a very satisfying sense of progress.
Yeah.
For it. So what I definitely want to do is, and I've been talking with this with the community a bit, is have probably seasons where each season, like at the start of each season, a new card will be created for you at that snapshot in time, and that will be the new booster pool. And so I kind of want it to be a place of like, in terms of like having someone's card early or investing early or having your own card to like give to other people. I kind of just want to have Teapotmon is this thing that kind of exists besides Twitter, where you can kind of just see your progress as you're going and, have fun with your friends, trade your cards and collect rare things and just have fun.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, like, I imagine it's going to be a lot of work to not only like allow people to download it, but like format it in a way where it's easy for them to get it like printed out, basically, because I know that that's probably not easy, and some people are really stupid, so you have to make it extremely easy for those people as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a thing. It's just going to download a zip full of PDFs and like drag and drop into like a card service that you can just buy. So I'm looking into the card services and what their formats are, and I really just want to make it like as easy as possible. So anyone with a room temperature IQ should be able to do that. Yeah,
fair enough. Are you allowing people to support you? Do you have like a Patreon or something open so people can? Because I know that this is you spent a lot of money with this. Because like you didn't expect a lot of people to generate, basically. So how I don't know if you can say like a ballpark estimate of how much money you spent.
It was probably around like 2,500 overall. It was. I mean, it's like goodbye tax return kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, good timing on that, by the way. But one of the issues. So one of the issues that I kind of ran into is I created a Patreon because I thought like, hey, there's attention and kind of like, people who are involved in having fun with this. Maybe I can catch some of that. But the problem is like, I think I got like 7 people to sign up on Patreon.
Yeah.
And I would have to like DM them and say like, hey, can you give me your X account so I can try to give you, some rewards or, find something to, do that for. And like, no one responded to me on X. So
that sounds about right.
And no one responded to me on Patreon for me to actually get the rewards to them. And it's like, this thing is just creating friction. And, if people are going to give me money, but I can't like give them anything back, I just didn't want that. So after like a day, I refunded everyone and just closed down Patreon. And right now I'm just trying to work towards directly having some way to, like generate cards. Like my next version, I'm gonna have cards where you generate, and you pay Stripe, and it's gonna let you, generate cards. So I think the most honest way to do it is just to have something that people, use and enjoy, and just charge them for how much they use.
Yeah.
And for booster packs, I'm just kind of rushing towards actually getting able to have like something out there that people can just use and not really worry too much about that. About the Patreon support aspect.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Do you regret doing it? I don't know if that's really the right question, but do you regret doing it? Because I know that, like, I don't know, I imagine, like, spending all that money and definitely having all that stress, I imagine that some of it really got to you, but, like, did you enjoy doing it, I guess?
I 100%, and I would do it again. And the reason is because like the last job I had, like we were a small startup company, and we got investor money. We spent several years, and then we launched a project to no one. So like there's in terms of tech, there's good problems to have, and I could have stopped it in there, but I really just wanted to keep going and just kind of see how far it went on its own, because more than anything, I figured that like if I just put the if I just put the cash in there, I figure that like why would I stop it? Like if it goes to 1 million, my impression was like even if it goes like 1 million people and I lose like $5,000 or something like that, like that's still 1 million people.
Yeah.
Was my thinking.
And your impact was 1 million people.
Yeah, so if you get to that point and you have good problems to have, then I figured that like some company would approach me or maybe something would happen, and so the exposure I have people who have like it's definitely good to say and like it's something you can put on your resume and stuff like that. So I think I definitely got the value out of it, and I would 100% do it again.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's really neat. Well. I think this is pretty cool. I enjoyed taking some time to sit down to you. Yeah. Thank you for spending some time with me, both of you. But Kion, it was really nice to get to meet with you and talk with you. I know that you said somebody else asked to interview with you, so that would be pretty fun. Do you want to mention who else you're planning on talking to yet, or do you want to keep it a secret?
Well, I mean, the other stuff I'm talking to is just like other people who are interested in projects or like, hey, can you help with marketing? So you're actually the only person that actually asked for an interview.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not over yet. Maybe someday.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I do feel like people will pay attention to it. I'm sure people have already paid attention to it behind the scenes. But yeah, thanks for coming on today. I deeply appreciate that. Chat, like I said, the next stream that will start, I'm going to take like a 10-15 minute break because I need to make some food because I haven't eaten literally anything today except for a little bit of ice cream because it was hot outside. So chat, I'm going to boot you over to the next stream and then I'm going to take a break. But
all right, and I'm gonna listen to your next stream so I can, while I'm working, I can listen to the cringe and just let it soak into my veins.
It will definitely be.
Give me that sweet cringe.
It will be.
You're in the right spot.
I am very excited for it. Well, before I let you go, is there anything else that you want to say before I'll let you poof?
No, I just wanted to say thank you. It's so awesome and of you letting me on and letting me talk and let my autism just kind of splurge out all over the place. And
I forgot to ask, are you actually autistic?
I mean, like in terms like being an actual test, no. Yeah. But I have programmer autism where it's like you're just in your house like on the computer so long that like when I'm talking to people, like I twitch around and like look in other places and can't concentrate. So I don't know whatever that's called, where it's just it's like programmer autism.
I've not heard of that before, but we'll say sure.
We'll say sure, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just a shut-in that never leaves my house and doesn't like to look at people, doesn't like to talk to people. But I have not been officially diagnosed at all. So it's just the joke of calling someone autistic.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, listen, I make those kinds of jokes all the time, and sometimes I call it out when I see it on the internet, and I'm right. Anyway, but thank you so much for coming. I'm gonna let you guys go now, and chat. We'll be right back here. I'm gonna and